From the Caribbean News Desk, the Morning Edition. Good morning. I'm Kendol Morgan.
And I'm Denis Chabrol with the latest from across the Caribbean.
Jamaica has estimated Hurricane Beryl's damage to its agricultural sector at around $1 billion Jamaican dollars. That's over $6 million US dollars, with bananas, fruits, and vegetables recording devastating blows. Floyd Green is the country's agriculture minister.
We've seen damages to all crop lines. In fact, we have seen about 85% of our banana and plantain lines go down, and that is important, St. Mary. But when you come to the south, our vegetable lines, everything, our tubers, cassava, we've seen a lot of damages to fruit trees, ackee breadfruit, and unfortunately, significant damages to our greenhouse farmers. Our greenhouse farmers have probably been the most impacted by Hurricane Beryl. A number of them would have lost their structures completely, would have lost the coverings, and would have lost their crops.
A view that too many statues of Columbus and other colonial figures still appear prominently across the region and should be removed. It comes from Professor Denis Chabrol, director of the CARICOM Center for Reparation Research based at UWI's Mona campus in Jamaica. Professor Chabrol was special guest at Monday's media launch of Trinidad and Tobago's reconstituted National Committee on Reparations, where she highlighted the need for increased advocacy and a symbolic decolonization.
For example, the work of the Monuments and Memorials Committee must continue, not just here, but in all CARICOM countries. The person who drove me here drove past a park. I don't know what it's called, but I saw Columbus standing up there. Columbus must fall. In Jamaica too, he's standing up there in the North Coast. And we want no more physical reminders of Columbus, Queen Victoria, or indeed Milner.
Trinidad and Tobago is praising the success of its migration policy for effectively handling the influx of migrants from Venezuela. National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines cited the policy in his feature address to a workshop on a regional migration policy which opened in Port of Spain yesterday.
In response to the significant increase of Venezuelan nationals, the government, unlike many other countries in the world, we established the migrant registration framework in 2019, which allowed regular and irregular Venezuelan and all other migrants in Trinidad and Tobago to register with the state, allowing them at the same time to work and live here. We didn't put them in camps, and their life was made as comfortable as was practicable, and we are quite proud about that.
Representatives of CARICOM member countries and regional and international organizations are attending the Port of Spain meeting, where they're seeking to agree that the regional migration policy framework currently being developed accurately reflects the needs of the people of the Caribbean. The event is being hosted by the CARICOM Secretariat and the CARICOM Implementation Agency for Crime and Security Impacts in collaboration with the International Organization for Migration.
Guyana yesterday made it easier to extradite persons to both Commonwealth and the non-Commonwealth countries. Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anil Nandalal told the National Assembly during debate and amendments to the Fugitive Offenders Act that evidence from the requesting country does not have to be otherwise admissible in Guyana's courts.
Now, if a magistrate is to consider an extradition request, the magistrate has no jurisdiction or legal power to exclude inadmissible evidence. Once the evidence is relevant, he will have to admit it. The question of admissibility is a question for the trial judge.
Mr. Nandalal says the magistrate can request more certified evidence to determine if someone should be extradited.
Bermuda police are investigating the discovery of the bodies of 2 adults and 2 children in a house. Police say it was too early to determine what was the cause or motive of the deaths.
Elsewhere in the region, directors of civil aviation in the Caribbean will from today be meeting in Belize to discuss issues such as security, challenges in air connectivity, and the implementation of standards and practices that have been recommended by the International Civil Aviation Organization.
The Grenada government will today remove the state of emergency imposed on sister isles Carriacou and Petite Martinique following the devastation by Hurricane Beryl.
Anguilla is giving 500,000 Eastern Caribbean dollars to Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines for their hurricane recovery efforts.
This has been the morning edition from the Caribbean News Desk. You may contact us by phone or WhatsApp at +592 700 9293. Thanks for listening.